All right, hit it.
Drama, all around drama, summer world drama, every night and day drama. It's your way on the boat, on the plane, on the net, on a plane. I don't know the drama life, all I know is you're not my wife. Drama, every night and day drama. It's your way drama, all around drama. You're not my girl, you're on the boat, on the plane, on the net.
Well, welcome back, viewers, and today we're here at the studio of Greg Lindquist, who's going to have an opening at Elizabeth Harris in, what, about 2 weeks?
2 weeks tomorrow.
And so we're going to take a quick look and maybe talk to Greg about some of his recent paintings. How many paintings are you going to have for the show?
I haven't counted yet, James.
Yeah, and we're saying he's still got 3 or 4 major paintings that he's got to do. Now, I was noticing you had started to use a lot of this splatter technique. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I've been looking at a lot of Peter Doig's work and kind of put it away and forgot about it, and then dripped some paint on a painting one day, and then realized that it looked kind of interesting, and then started splattering more after that. And what the splatter does is it calls attention to the surface of the painting, and it makes this screen that you look into and through into the painting.
Now, this is an earlier piece here, and I was talking about you were using metallic paint and things like that. And also, you're a fan of minimalism, and some of these pieces are very kind of closely toned, kind of subtle gradations and things, but the new work seems to be, you know, more contrasty. You're sort of getting into more sensual areas of painting. You want to address that, and what's brought you back from the more subtle and minimal end of things?
Sure, James. I want to let paint be paint and explore color, because that's what painting does. Painting allows you to explore a range of color and a range of emotions. And I got kind of painted into a corner when I did the earlier work.
You got to finish this in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm going to do it in acrylic, so we'll go really fast.
Oh, good luck, man. Get cranking on there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to probably carry on this when we get to your opening, and it's in a couple of weeks at Elizabeth Harris. We're going to try to drop in for the opening, too. All right, thanks, Greg.
Thanks, James.
On the train, I don't know what the drama like. All I know is not what.
Well, we have finally made it into the Elizabeth Harris Gallery here. I think it's 529 West 20th Street. And we're going to take a little walk around here and look at Greg Lindquist's show. We're going to grab Greg and ask him some embarrassing questions. I think this piece he was still working on in the studio when we were there. Well, one of the other unusual features of the exhibition is that Greg has done some painting here on the wall. I guess you would consider that murals, or installation. Let's look in the second gallery. It's called Meditation, Oil and Acrylic on Paper. I like his iPhone painting. It's titled Spider Web. We've got some more of his site-specific wall painting. Well, this is something I haven't seen before. Greg has included a figure in there. This is titled The World Without Sun, Oil on Panel, 20 by 26 inches. Oh, this is apnea. Almost looks like a mermaid. Oh, I told Greg I like this piece. This is a little video screen in the back of an airline seat. Well, let's snag Greg.
You can think about the front and the back rooms in terms of several different ways. Like the front room has a lot of oranges, the back room has a lot of blues, there's a lot of light in the front room, there's a lot of darker colors in the back room, there's a lot of, you should think about this as land, the back room is water.
Now, one of the questions I had for you is, you know, you do work with photography and stuff like that, and you are dealing with figurative imagery, but you also have kind of a conceptual twist on that. Isn't that true? Or?
Yeah, sure. So, like, a lot of the work has kind of intentional keystoning apparent, like in this one around the edges, or in the larger painting, that rhomboid frame, which the image is seen through. And for me, that's a lot about acknowledging that these images are created from projections, from photographs. And I think that I just became a lot more at peace with using photography in my work, but also making the photographic reference more interesting and more fun in the painting, and letting the painting be about the surface. In this, the splatters become like a screen that call attention to the surface, but also there's this illusionistic space that the photographic image comes into play. So for me, these paintings are a back and forth between creating the surface, like for example this painting, which when you get up close, it's a series of undulating splatters, and you don't really see all that color from far away. It kind of fades out.
Well, I told you when I was at the studio that this kind of reminded me of a painting, commercial painting technique that they used to use back in the 50s called Zolatone. But this piece, you were just getting started, and it was mostly just a big black canvas when you had it at the studio. Now, this is a picture of the spiral jetty. Is that what that is?
That's right. Yeah, several of these paintings are based on the locale of spiral jetty in the Great Salt Lake. You know, Smithson wasn't a painter, but he also had a painterly sensibility. He wrote about it a lot, and I actually went out to the spiral jetty and spent 23 hours camping out there in 18-degree weather in January in the middle of
23 hours?
Yeah.
Well, you copped out for the last hour?
Yeah.
Had to warm up?
Yeah, exactly. It was cold. When I was there, I was in the middle of like having somewhat of a crisis of being a painter. And what really reconfirmed it for me was that I was really interested in photography there. And when I saw the light, I thought about Monet. And Smithson had thought about Van Gogh actually when he was there. So
that's probably the difference between being there in the summer or being there in the winter.
That could be true, yeah. A lot of painting today focuses so much on the imagery, focus so much on the photographic image and not enough on the way it's built, the way the painting is made. And for me, that's really the personal thing about painting that isn't in photography, is this presence of the hand, this wavering touch.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And that's what I really love about painting, is that it's magical. You drag brushes across canvas and smear paint around on the surface, and you can feel the presence of the person.
How about the work directly on the walls? These, I guess you'd call them murals, or?
I think they're little wall paintings.
And pseudo paintings?
Implies that they last forever and they're really temporal. But I did a series of wall paintings with natural imagery of like silhouettes of trees, and I did them in corners. I did them with really light colors that flickered with light. And what I wanted to do was make these a little bit more abstracted. Like the stuff in the front room has these shapes of windows. It's like light coming in through a window.
Right.
So,
you were saying a lot of this was about light.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us the title of the show.
You Are Nature. You
Are Nature.
Yeah.
Okay. Greg Lindquist here at Elizabeth Harris. How much longer is the show up? A couple more weeks?
The show is up like a week and 3 days through the Armory.
Okay, through the Armory. Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks, Kate.
Away, drama, all around, drama. You know, girl.
All right.
Little punk rock there on acoustic.
Thanks, Philby.